All right, we're live. Well, hello, everybody. It's the Music Room with Friendo, first live stream. So, yes, this live stream will be awkward. It will get less awkward. And I realize probably no one is watching this because I, for some reason, picked a 9 a.m. on Super Bowl Sunday to do this. But what are we talking about today? Well, welcome, everyone. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. It's nice, you throw some videos up there and you say, hey, somebody found some value in what I did. So thank you. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. So we're talking steel tongue drum today. And let's see, we're using the StreamYard to be all fancy and things like that. So let's see. Look at that. Oh, there we go. So question number one. Why did I buy a steel tongue drum and what can it play? So if you're not familiar with the steel tongue drum, you'll see these things on the internet. And if you don't know, I'm an elementary school music teacher and a father of a soon-to-be elementary school student. And this is a really, really good way to demonstrate solfege or just notes in general, or work on right-left hand coordination or crossing lines. So everything I would want to do with music, I can do with this steel tongue drum. Minus you can't play all the notes. We'll kind of get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so let's talk about this steel tongue drum and how it sounds. The way this one's set up, it has 11 notes. It's able to play what's known as a diatonic scale. So basically, if you're thinking like all white keys on a piano, that's an easy way to kind of think about it, right? But you'd have your major scale, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you think that tuning is slightly off, you are correct, because I bought this off Amazon. And well, you dance with Amazon. That's what you get. Right, so we have our major scale, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really out of tune. And then also would have basically your low 5, 6, 7, 1. Now you could certainly you can learn it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can think about it as do, re, mi, fa, so fa, mi, re, do. So if you're thinking something as simple as Mary Had a Little Lamb, you could think about mi, re, do, re, mi, re, mi, so. Mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do. Could you do it on a piano? Absolutely. Is this a little bit simpler to think about in terms of certainly the input's a little bit easier, right? Whenever you're taking a mallet and you're hitting it, that works well. Let's see. Yeah, so obviously it can only play what would be known as diatonic music. I realize that some of the people who subscribe to the channel might be like, oh, of course I know what that is. If you don't know what that is, basically means that it's only able to play one particular scale or basically corresponding modes. So I could play something like do, re, mi, fa, so fa, mi, re, do. But if I want to play something in minor, like my son enjoys We Will Rock You, you could basically shift everything up and play in a minor key. So you would get something like this. Now, numerically, you could say 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2. Or you can go with a sort of a fixed pitch. Technically not a fixed pitch because this is in D. But you can say fa, mi, re, do, re, re. And I should probably explain this one is pitched in D. See if there's a D on there. So really what I'm getting is I'm getting a D major scale, right? So I'm getting D, E, F sharp, G, A, and then, through, here's the very out of tune C sharp. Oh yeah, that's that's the money note right there. But yeah, so this to me seems like a really, really good early music or early music education tool. It's fun, it's enjoyable. And yeah, that's why I picked it up. The other thing that's obviously important is these are extremely affordable when it comes to instruments. I know a lot of you clicked on the ukulele videos. One of the things I liked about the ukulele so much is it's an extremely affordable instrument. There's not a lot of instruments you can go to a Guitar Center, completely someplace that's completely accessible, go online, pay $60 and go, oh, this is a really, really good instrument. The Lanikai that I use, the concert Lanikai that I use in my videos, cost me $99. The thing's great, right? And there's not a lot of instruments in the instrument world that you can do that. You get a $99 flute, it's not going to be very good. So yeah, so this could definitely play a lot of things, but it can't play everything. All right. As far as this one, overall quality, I have to say, for getting something on Amazon and usually being pretty nitpicky, the quality on it's actually really good. I've had this one for a couple of months now. We'll get to the tuning in a second. That's my only issue. But yeah, I mean, it's well made. The paint hasn't chipped. It's actually fairly heavy, but not ridiculously heavy. That is one thing. If you have a young child, you got to be careful about picking this thing up because it's definitely more than a few pounds, and it is made of solid metal. But yeah, overall, I mean, as far as the quality, no rough edges. It's fairly well made. The value is through the charts. Again, ukulele to me is like the number one sort of early instrument. But honestly, you're not going to have a 4 or 5-year-old play ukulele. It's more for third grader. I've had some private students, 6 or 7, that have found some success. But you have to really, really, really put some effort to be able to play the ukulele well. This obviously is pick up and go. Even my son, I can give him some numbers and sort of follow along with it. Again, really, really, really good tool. So yeah, as far as the value, it's really good. Recorder being the other one, that's probably the heavy hitter as far as early instruments. However, I think we would agree that a recorder in the hands of a 4 or 5-year-old is not very good. But honestly, this could absolutely be used by someone as young as 2, right? Also, the mallets that came with it, pretty solid. Everything else that came with it, the music book and things like that, not very good. I know you're probably saying, well, which one did you get? Which one did you get? And the answer is I don't know, because on Amazon, it seems like it's, follow me on this, right? You go to Amazon and you go to buy something. It could be a chair. It could be a cable. And they have the same exact item. It could be rechargeable batteries. And it's like the same exact item under a bunch of odd company names that you've never heard of. That's what this is. I actually can't remember the name of this. I guess I'll post it at some point, or I'm going to make a better true video instead of doing this on just a live stream. But I don't know what brand this is, because with Amazon, I don't know if this was the one that seemed like a bunch of letters that were thrown at a wall, like it's E-Walk or something, right? Or sometimes you'll get something that's like happy, happy, joy, joy, music, music, happy. And you go, those are words, but it's not an actual company, right? You know what I'm talking about. Everyone's purchasing stuff on Amazon. So yeah, absolutely, right? Value on it, pretty solid. I got this for $50. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. So yeah, you can get these basically for $50. This is a fairly large one. My general thought is the larger the instrument, the less that if it is out of tune, it's going to be absolutely like dentist drill, abrasive. So yeah, there's that. All right, so the tunings. Yeah, let's talk about that. Now, that's not a misspelling. That is I think that's fairly accurate, the way that the tuning of this instrument should work. So, being a music teacher and being a musician and a giant nerd, the first thing I'm going to do with any instrument is probably see how well it's in tune and its tendencies and things like that. So yeah, I'm actually going to share this. Thank you, StreamYard. So this is a tuning chart. Oh, here, let me see. Let me get rid of this guy. This is a tuning chart that I've made, right? So it has all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Again, I want to refer to it as 8, but again, it's 1 on this thing. Hindsight 2020, I probably will end up making custom stickers for it that will make it a little bit more usable as far as the solfege. All right. So if you're looking, and I realize this is not a screen share, so I can't point with my mouse. But basically, you have the left side has the note. You have the pitch in the second column, and then you have the sharp and flatness of each one. So realistically, when you're looking at this note right here, right, that do is already 4 cents sharp. Now, if you're not familiar with that is, that's like kind of sharp. It's sharp. It's in the ballpark of what you could use. But because it's a diatonic instrument, that is kind of setting the standard for everything else. But let's see. So you have this note right here, right? Which is 4 cents sharp. But obviously when you're playing against the, let's see, which one looks not very good. Let's see, what is the sharpest note are these high do's and T's, or in this case 7. So you're going to hear that this octave isn't very in tune, right? This is 4 cents sharp. This is 12 cents sharp. And again, is it the worst thing I've ever heard? No. Is it in tune? No. Did I expect it to be in tune for $50? Absolutely not. I did not expect it to be in tune for $50. And let's see. You have a couple of notes. Actually, this E is actually fairly pleasant sounding. Right, this one right here, E or Re for using solfege. But that one's definitely a little bit under. The issue that you end up running into is you have something known as sympathetic vibration. So basically, when I'm hitting a note, I'm not getting just one single note. I'm getting many notes, right? And not just the overtones within it, but obviously as this vibrates, it's going to make other things vibrate as well. So if I mute this, right, you can hear that's just that tongue, right? But if I hit this, then everything sort of resonates with it, especially the things that are within its overtone series. That's a whole nother video to explain that. The let's see, what is that low so at? Yeah, so this low so is fairly sharp as related to do. So when you hit this, it's kind of basically just has the other notes end up coming off of it. Again, not the most pleasant thing ever, but certainly doable. And the other issue is, again, when you have this high T being so out of tune, if you play, really any of these notes, you start hearing a little bit more of that. And because that one's out of tune, it starts, resonating. It's out of tune. So yeah, that's that is that. Let's see. Let me get rid of that sharp. Yeah, but I'm going to make a much better, edited video that's not just me randomly talking. Let's see. So we're going to remove that. Fun little chart. Everyone likes a chart. So yeah, changing the resonance, right? So we got. Now, I'm not going to lie, I knew nothing about steel tongue drums, and I still really don't know much about steel tongue drums other than the way I would use it musically. But the one of the nice features, and I don't even know if it is a feature, right? Maybe it's a feature, maybe it's not, but it does have a, and I would highly suggest, if you go to purchase a steel tongue drum, you make sure that it has this, which is an opening on the back where you can open it, because as you can see, I have stuffed a significant amount of, these are paper towels. Because that's what I had at the time. So if you're going to notice, obviously what's happening is you stuff a significant amount of paper towels into the drum. And then what that's going to do is it's going to press against here, and it's not going to be nearly as resonant. When I first got this, I was like, wow, this thing is extremely resonant. The problem when it's out of tune is it's going to be resonant, and then you're going to hear the out of tune note. So I'm just going to do the lamest unboxing video ever of me unboxing paper towels out of a steel tongue drum. But what's nice is you can change the timbre. I would not buy a steel tongue drum if this was not a feature. Like this would be a make or break thing. And at some point, I have to go into the history of the steel tongue drum. It's ironically, I shouldn't say ironically, but it's I had assumed that the steel tongue drum was an instrument based in some sort of cultural significance. Obviously, you have your pan drums and things like that. So you have your hand pan drums, and you have your steel drums. But an actual steel tongue drum was invented in like 2007. So, some guy took a propane tank and said, hey, you know what I can do? I can cut out some tongue drums or some tongues to do that. So anyway, let's hear the difference now in the way it sounds. So I've taken out all of the, actually not even all, but most of it. And let's hear it sound. So also now you're going to hear it, right? That's going to ring for a considerably longer time. And You can hear those overtones building. Right, dentist drill note. Also not particularly great. Now, obviously, you could do some things with some muting. And again, you're going to hear the overtones are going on it. So I prefer to definitely have it muted. It certainly could work if you were doing a very, very simple drone. Very sort of meditative. You know. So let's see. You can sing something like Shady Grove. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm down for the Shady Grove. Singing bird in the tree, singing out so sweetly. Singing bird in the tree, sing your song to me. And as you can hear, that's just going to go forever. And again, the tuning, if I hit this low so, you're going to hear this T that's out of tune. Really, really. Wait, let's see if I can get that a little bit more. All right, that really high T. So I definitely really like this instrument. And actually, it's so resonant right now. It's probably not picking up on the mic, but I can sort of hear it talking back to me. Sympathetic vibrations, very interesting. Lots of instruments use sympathetic vibrations. Yeah, this is an instrument I definitely want to explore, maybe make some tutorials on. I have a lot of ideas for the future. So yeah, future live stream schedule. As awkward as this first one was, I think it will slowly get better and better. Seems like the software worked. I don't know. I may watch back and realize that I've muted all my mics. I don't think so. I think I'm okay. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, because I need to wait for my kid to go to bed, I'm probably going to end up doing like a Thursday night talking music, talking elementary music stream. And so yeah, if you want to kind of join, awesome. And yeah, I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, expect a lot more content coming out for me. I've been basically waiting to get the setup completely correct before kind of, releasing more content. But yeah, well, thanks everyone. And I hope you have a great morning and enjoy your Super Bowl.